this is our civic engagement program, and we are going to talk about what are the goals and benefits of Black History Month. We have students here from various high schools, and we have Professor Antoinette Brim, a One World board member, and someone who is acutely aware of some of the challenges we face when it comes to teaching about Black History Month. And so tonight she is going to discuss with the students who are here what are the goals and benefits and what has been their experiences around learning about Black History Month. What else can we do to make it a more dynamic and productive experience for all students, not just Black students or not just students of color? So we are going to have the students introduce themselves to you, and we're going to hear what they have to say. Hopefully we can all learn from the young people who are here tonight. And with that, I want to turn it over to Professor Brim. Thank you very much.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm so excited to have this conversation with all of you. But I want to start out by having you introduce yourselves. Just say your name and what school you're from and your grade. So let's begin with you.
Hi, I'm Mahdeen Khan, and I'm a junior at James Hillhouse High School.
Hello, I'm Tanaiza, and I'm a sophomore at Career High School.
Hi, my name is Danayit Mekonnen, and I'm a senior at ESUMS.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Echevarra, and I'm a junior from Career High School.
Hello, I'm Seyue, and I'm a junior at Metropolitan Business Academy.
Again, I want to thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us. So the name of this show is The Benefits and Goals of Black History Month. So I'm going to just toss it out there and say, what are the benefits of Black History Month? Why are we doing this still?
I'll probably start by saying that it's probably, first and foremost, because it's educational. I mean, Black history is rich with tons of learning experiences. You can look back 10 years ago, 20 years ago, back to the Civil Rights Movement. There's tons to learn, and I feel like Black or white, like anyone could take something from Black history.
Yeah, you're nodding your head, Danayit.
Yes, I mean, Black history is not really reflected in our textbooks or in our history classes. We learn about world history, we learn about American history, but you know, African American history takes such little part in it. We don't get to learn about how beautiful truly and I guess enriching the whole history is, and having that month dedicated to it, it shows who, you know, Black people are, how they contributed to the country, America, and how well we're advancing in the society.
That's great. Ronnie, you want to add to that?
Yes, absolutely. With the whole enrichment theme, it's very beneficial, I think, to all ethnicities of students to learn about cultures that are not their own, especially cultures like African American and Hispanic heritage that are ignored in textbooks and in usual classroom study.
I noticed a lot of you say that people of color seem to be missing from your textbooks. So how does Black History Month fill that gap? What are you learning? What are your experiences? You want to start?
So in the classrooms at James Hillhouse High School, many of the teachers take it upon themselves to kind of educate the students and kind of do these little activities where students can learn more about not just the entire era in general, but also learn about specific groups of people. And for example, in my JROTC class, we watched a movie called Selma, and we basically learned about Martin Luther King and the civil rights movement in Selma, and how it kind of originated and how it kind of progressed, as well as other different groups of people, such as Caucasians that were affectionate or supportive in the cause. Right. And so we learned about that as well.
How did you, was there an accompanying assignment that went with that? You watched the movie together, and then what did you do?
Yes, so we had to fill out this little packet, a questionnaire packet, where we kind of dove into the movie and the social aspects of the movie, and kind of went into the civil rights movement itself, and kind of it got us thinking more about what it meant to us, what it meant to the people in the movie, and how it applies to us in modern day society.
So you really got to look at it and then take it in and kind of digest it.
Yes, and we had to formulate our own opinions as well, and kind of just basically put ourselves in the mindset of someone in that time period. And to me, that was a very enriching experience.
Now that sounds really engaging. Tanaiza, what have you experienced during Black History Month that you found engaging?
During Black History Month, well, at my school, we have a very big assembly, and most of the teachers, they also, they give a lot of feedback into it. Like my history teacher, Mr. O, he has us doing a project where we bring in a box collected from our history. And to me, that was really nice to hear about everybody's history and where they came from. And it was also nice to see other people not of color, you know, I would say accepting the fact that we're here and we came from where we shouldn't have came from, but we're still here.
So what's the benefit of non-African American students engaging in Black History Month? Is it, is it just to make students of color feel good about themselves or to be seen, or is there actually a benefit for the non-African American student or the non-minority student?
Most definitely. I mean, Black history, African history is American history. Mm-hmm. America is, as everybody knows, America's the melting pot of all different diverse cultures from all around the world. And what we witness happening is the European history, the colonies, how they developed, how they progressed. But a chunk of American history is actually even people from Hispanic heritages, people from Latin America, people from Africa who came here, whether it was by choice or forced, and changed history. That is American history. So it is, important to learn that as American history, not just as Black history. People of other cultures who are, I guess, non-African American are learning American history essentially. So it is important to know their own country's history.
So this kind of makes history more inclusive, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
How does this benefit then the majority student to spend this time dealing with, minority issues and minority histories and minority stories?
I would say that some things that our people in history have been through, some of us are going through right now. Mm-hmm. So I think if we take what they've been through and we take it into consideration and learn from it, then most things that we go through now will be, I would say, leveled down, and it wouldn't be as big as it should be. Mm-hmm.
You think it brings compassion?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, if you're learning about someone's culture and the hardship they go through, it's hard not to sympathize with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Ronnie.
It's I think it's very important to include the sharing of cultures, especially in public schools, because it's this safe place to joyously embrace oneself. Like how Tanaiza was saying with the culture boxes that our history teacher, he made a non-mandatory assignment. So people of their own volition were able to share their own culture with the class and be accepted in just a very open way.
What I find is that people just want to be seen and people want to be heard. And so it seems that what you're saying to me is like these culture boxes, which I think is a fabulous, fabulous idea, and a way to get things started, like a conversation starter. If someone says to you, tell me about yourself, you're like, oh, I don't know, what do you want to know? But if you actually have a box with artifacts in it, then you have a way to begin to tell that story. And I think that's a fabulous idea. So what you're saying then is that it offers people an opportunity to be seen and heard and not feel erased and they don't feel invisible, right? Mm-hmm. So that's really important. So when we start to see that there have been people of color who have made significant contributions to the progress of the nation, what do you think that says to the other students sitting next to these students of color? Do you think that they look at the student next to them a little bit differently?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why don't we speak about that?
Well, I mean, it should make them look at that student a bit differently, because if you were looking down upon a student because of their race before that, and you learn about the significant things their race has contributed to where you are right now, where the country is, it's hard to keep on looking down on them or looking down on that race, because without like a black person inventing the stoplight or something like that, the country wouldn't be where it is today. So you can't look down upon that race because of that anymore.
Yeah, you start to see achievement is possible across like all races. Did any of you guys see Hidden Figures yet?
No.
I did.
Not yet.
Yeah, someone said that your school is going to take you. Yeah.
Me.
Both of us.
That's going to be wonderful. I'm going this weekend with my daughter, and you know we hear a lot of times, oh, you know, students of color or especially girls don't do so well with math, and then what do we find out? That, you know, a man wouldn't have even gotten to the moon had it not been for these women of color. And I think it's going to make a lot of little girls stop and think, oh my gosh, you know, maybe I can be an engineer, maybe I can be good at math, you know, maybe I want to go into space like Mae Jemison. You know, just all of these things start to come to mind because they can actually see it. So what have been some of your favorite Black History Month programs? We were talking earlier about people dancing in school and all of that. So tell our television audience, what were some of the things that you enjoyed about Black History Month in some of your schools?